Hello, my name is Squirrel, and I am an addict. Hi, Squirrel. I'm addicted to control, and the repercussions of this addiction include but are not limited to chronic anxiety, an obsession with exercise, a fear of regaining an immense amount of weight that I previously lost, and profound insecurities that I will destroy every functional relationship in my life with negative compulsive thoughts and feelings. This podcast is about me, the day-to-day shit that I experience, the wins and the struggles. Selfishly, I release this into the public forum not for validation, but because talking helps me process my emotions. It is my sincerest wish, however, that expressing my journey in this brutally honest way can also serve to help others going through this human experience. I use my own language and humor to convey these experiences, so they will certainly include copious amounts of profanity and sarcasm, particularly since a fairly warped sense of humor is how I choose to deal with life. Therefore, please listen with an open heart and mind and understand that nothing I say is intentionally offensive. I simply wish to express myself and hope my mental meanderings connect with others. Enjoy. Hello, Squirrel Fitness / Squirrel Radio listeners. It's definitely been a while since I've been in touch, and given my new venture, which is probably obvious to anybody who's listening to this, because it means that you know me in some form or fashion. I just really wanted to revitalize the podcast because now I actually have stuff to talk about. I've been given the amazing opportunity to basically live my life dream, which is be a health coach, a personal trainer. I was given a franchise opportunity with City Fitness in the Manawatu of New Zealand in Palmerston North. And basically I'll personal train with them, but I'm a sole proprietor of Squirrel Fitness, the business, and doesn't matter where people want to be trained, as long as it's not in a gym other than City Fitness, I can train them. So, given my own experience and my own journey, I'm really, really keen to do that for others, to help them and meet their fitness goals, whatever it means for them. For me, it was losing a significant amount of weight. That was about 8 years ago. And, I still have fitness goals. They're ever changing. But, yeah, it's a dream job for me because anybody who's ever talked to me for more than 10 minutes knows my hobby is nutrition and exercise. And the conversation with me will eventually get there somewhere. Now, I will mention that I actually recorded this once already, and it was a pretty good recording. And it sucks because no recordings will ever be the same twice. I can't possibly say exactly what I said before because I can't remember that. I just can't remember that much. So, but I am re-recording it because I recorded it the first time at the gym because I love to multitask. And as my best friend and flatmate pointed out, it sounds like I recorded it while rolling around on bubble wrap. Basically, when I record things at the gym, the mic on my headset bumps into the zipper on my workout jersey and creates a clacking sound that is not at all pleasant to hear. So I wanted to re-record this and get the quality a little better. That being said, I have no idea if it'll be better or worse. It doesn't really matter, does it? You'll never know the difference because you'll never hear the other one. Well, you can if you want to. I'll send it to you, but that's a bit pointless. Anyway, like I said, with this new opportunity and this revitalization I want to do of the Squirrel Empire, that's fun. One of the things I released on my podcast a long time ago was the Fat Chronicles Part 1, which is why I wanted to lose weight. So, in tandem to getting my personal trainer business kind of up and running, I thought that it was high time that I kind of finish that podcast series, just so people can get to know me and my experiences and kind of what I have to offer them. Because I lived through it, because I know what it's like to be unhealthy because you didn't like your body, and to want to do something about it, but it's not easy. It requires a lifestyle change, and you have to be ready for that change, and you have to have someone to kind of help you through it. For me, when I was losing weight, I didn't need a personal trainer. And it's why I think why I'm going to be a good fitness coach is I probably have what is considered an unhealthy amount of personal drive. I can make myself do anything. The second I set my mind to something, it's done. It's over with. It's already happened. So when I committed to losing weight, it was just a matter of time of actually putting in the work and losing it. But yeah, there are mental repercussions of doing something like that. I've written about that, so I won't go into that. This part 2 of the Fat Chronicles is about the process and how I actually lost the weight. So how I actually lost the weight was indeed a process. Like I'd said in part 1, there was a lot of reasons why I was thinking about losing weight. The biggest of which was that I had become dissatisfied with my body. I felt like I was missing out on a lot of opportunities. I didn't want to be another fat American with type 2 diabetes. And the first step in the process was with my tax money in the year of 2007. Every American gets a tax refund. And I decided to buy an elliptical trainer with that money. I was like, right, I'm going to start exercising. Because I actually always enjoyed exercise, even though I was fat. I was always, I've never been one for sitting around. What made me fat was the way that I ate, which is exactly why after a month of working out on my elliptical every day while watching episodes of Lost, it didn't do a whole hell of a lot. I lost about 10 pounds, maybe 5 kg. We'll keep the math simple for the Kiwis. So yeah, with just exercise, I did lose about 10 pounds. But it became obvious to me because my diet was abhorrent. I just ate. I ate so much, and I ate so poorly. It was just processed foods, just crap. And I drank a lot. It became obvious to me that I needed a diet. And while I could make myself work out, that wasn't really a problem. I had a real issue with making myself eat well. I didn't even know how. Here I was getting my master's degree in biology at the time, and I didn't know how to eat properly. All right? This stuff it's not intuitive unless you take the time to understand these things and to educate yourself. So what I did was something that I had actually done previously, which was go to a company called LA Weight Loss. Those Americans who lived through the 90s will probably remember it. It was really big around the same time Jenny Craig, I think, got started. Those were the two big weight loss companies. And I was not a stranger to LA Weight Loss. I think it was my second or third year of uni. Basically I felt like I wasn't getting a good experience. I hadn't been happy for a while. And during the summer break for university one year, I went to LA Weight Loss and was going to join. And I paid the money, heaps of money. I won't tell you how much, but it was a lot. And I was really excited, and I was like, yes, we're going to do this. I'm going to do this. Finally, I'm going to lose the weight that I always knew that I would lose. And I left, and I thought about it, and the next day, it dawned on me that trying to do this weight loss thing while going to uni was not going to work because it was going to require a lifestyle change. It would have been too hard with going to uni and fitting in with my lifestyle there. And also, it was just too much money. I couldn't afford it. I had spent it, but I put it on a credit card, and basically I realized like it wasn't the right time for me in my life. So I went back, and thankfully they gave me a refund, and I cried. I was sad because I really wanted to lose the weight. So about 3 or 4 years later, I was having lunch with a friend. They mentioned that they were keen to lose a bit of weight, and I said, "Yeah, shit, it's been something I've been thinking about my whole life, basically." So we said, "Screw it, let's go in." I was at Denver at the time, and they had an LA weight loss there, so we went in, and I set my goal weight at 130. My first weigh-in was 239 pounds. My goal weight was 130 pounds. So yeah, I had about half my body weight to lose, and I said, far out, it's done. It's done. I'm doing this. I I will be forever grateful for LA weight loss, even though, I'll get to it, but it was everything I needed it to be, because they did not feed me. The way that it worked was they gave you meal plan diaries that told you how many servings of protein, carb, fat, dairy, and fruit to eat every day based on your weight. And then they would tell you, and vegetables. Oh shit, how could I forget vegetables? And then they would tell you what one portion of that looked like. And basically you would follow your meal diary. When I first started, I was so big. And switching to non-processed foods was so weird to me that I went grocery shopping. And that was another thing. I didn't think I could afford the damn groceries. Because, I basically was going from eating processed foods to all whole foods. Fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, lean protein, high fiber, whole grain, carbohydrates, and dairy, more dairy. I had to buy heaps of food. And I remember the first week, because I was so big, I was on their biggest meal plan, I physically could not eat all the food I was supposed to eat in one day, because I was just eating constantly, and I was so full because I was eating unprocessed foods or whole foods. I was so full, and it was great. It was amazing because I was eating the food I wanted to eat. They weren't feeding me their crap. They just said, go to the grocery store. Here's what you buy. Here's how much of it you eat. Here's how much of it you eat a day. And go out and get the job done. And they taught me how to eat and how to feed myself and how to understand what is healthy for the rest of my life, which I really believe has allowed me to maintain the weight loss, because I had to learn how to feed myself in a healthy way. And they weren't just feeding me. The second, if you're on a diet where you're eating Slim Fast twice a day, or you're on that Nutrisystem where they're sending you your meals, the second you stop, you're gonna gain the weight back because you don't know how to feed yourself. So that's why I really liked LA weight loss. Also, the financial commitment to losing weight. Probably I'll be perfectly honest, the most apprehensive aspect of becoming a personal trainer and a health coach is that, yes, I'm going to charge people to help them and to motivate them and to support them. I'm going to charge them a fee. And I know that's not easy because, we'll spend money on gadgets and bullshit, but we won't spend money on ourselves, on our own health. And I admittedly undervalue the skills that I have to give people. But I'm going to, if my clients invest in their health through me, through hiring me, then I'm going to make sure that I do my part to get the job done. Yes, my weight loss program cost a lot of money, but it was a financial commitment, a financial investment that I made in myself. And I do not regret it. Not for 1 second. Because for me, I'm wicked cheap. I am wicked cheap, and I hate spending money. So when I spent that chunk of money, I was like, oh, this is happening. There's no way I'm spending thousands of dollars and then not actually losing weight. This is just not happening. So yeah, money can be it can cause you to stick to it for sure. But anyway, so that's how I signed up for it. And to be perfectly honest, within the first couple of weeks, the fat just melted off me. Like literally melted off me. I realized quickly that losing weight was not actually difficult. You just need to know how to do it. It's actually simple numbers. And I'm going to be a bit of a salesman here. But yeah, I figured it out. I figured out how to avoid plateaus. I figured out how to stay full, but still lose weight. And yeah, I'm going to teach that to my clients, but I'm not going to give away all my secrets here. So yeah, losing, maintaining, or gaining weight is just a numbers game. And I figured out the sweet spot, and my body just loved the food I was eating. I could tell I had so much more energy. I was happy. I was, it was easy. When the weight started coming off me so easily, that was just such a powerful reinforcement to me that I was doing the right thing and that my body agreed. So yeah, I hit my first plateau with the diet like a month in, I think, and I realized that, even though LA Weight Loss didn't tell me how to work out or to work out at all, I knew that I was going to get the most bang for my buck if I added a pretty good exercise regimen on top of my dieting. So that's what I did. Now, I'm speaking to, potential clients here and everybody, far out, everyone. Sometimes the very thought of going to a gym is terrifying and embarrassing. You go into a gym, you see all those hard bodies, those skinny chicks, and all you can think is, oh my God, they're looking at me. Oh my God, I must look so stupid. I mean, you've literally talked your way out of exercising before you even started. Yeah, I mean, you can completely psych yourself out, which is really unfortunate. But yeah, I did that. And to be quite honest, when I first started out, I exceeded the weight limit of most exercise equipment. It would have been unhealthy for me to run on a treadmill as big as I was. It would have been really bad on my joints. And it wouldn't have been great for the treadmill either. And all I could think of is, oh, here I am, this big fat cow, trying to hoof it on this treadmill. I'm going to slip and fall. And then, the belt is just going to keep smacking me in the face. I mean, what a spectacle. I can only imagine what I must have looked like to those people's eyes. And the very thought of all that kept me out of the gym. So it's like, right, I want to exercise, but I'm just not ready to go to a gym. I'm embarrassed. Way too embarrassed. So, well, I decided to buy hip hop abs. Now, here's a guilty pleasure of mine. I love infomercials. I absolutely love them. If I had enough money, my house would be filled with dumb appliances like vacuums and NutriBullets and food dehydrators sold on infomercial television because I just love it. One of these infomercials I watched was a really cool exercise series called Hip Hop Abs with Shaw T, this magnificently flamboyant black man who was very ripped. And was saying, hey, come and get strong and lose weight with hip-hop abs. Dance your way into fitness. Now, it never really mattered how fat I was. I love to dance. I loved to dance when I was fat. I love to dance all through my weight loss, and I love to dance now that I'm skinny. I love to dance. I've never really thought dancing was embarrassing. I've always loved it. So I was like, yeah, I can get into this. And I tell you what, as stupid as it was, as stupid as I must have looked, tromping around my living room with my puppy in a kennel because I was afraid to step on him and kill him while I was hip-hopping my way to greatness, I lost a lot of weight. I probably lost about 50 pounds with hip-hop abs. And then because I, felt like I had done enough of that, was sick of it, I skipped over to a different series called Turbo Jam, which was really, really fun. And I lost about 80 pounds with Turbo Jam. Far out. They send you little exercise schedules, and if you actually do it, they'll work if your diet is right. And it really doesn't feel like you're doing much when you're hopping along to these videos. But far out, they work. They will work. I still, to this day, 8 years later, I will still do those videos because they're fun. They're just fun to do. It's a fun way to kill 40 minutes. And it's, yeah, I've never regretted doing it. And it speaks to me. The people I really want to reach are the people who are afraid to go to the gym. One of the things I really want to do is just get my name out there any way I can because, yeah, I'm going to get a lot of clients from the gym, but far out, there are so many people afraid to even walk into a gym that I'm never going to reach them. They're people in their living rooms who don't want to train in a gym. And if you want to sit in your living room with me and do hip-hop abs, I'll do it with you. We'll do it together. It's fun. You don't have to go to a gym. But anyway, those video sets took me almost all the way through my weight loss, to be honest. My own personal story is that when I started losing weight, I was in Denver in graduate school. And then I wasn't sure. I wasn't happy in graduate school. I decided to take a leave. A lot of it had to do with the death of my sister. I realized that, my sister died when she was 25. She didn't know she was about to die. And it kind of made me think, holy shit, am I doing what I want to do? Like, do I really want to get a PhD? Am I really happy doing this? Am I who I want to be? Am I doing what I want? So I wasn't sure. Graduate school wasn't really doing it for me, so I was like, screw it. I'll go home. I'll bartend for my mother. My mother owned a bar at the time. I just went back to New York and bartended for my mother for a couple months and really focused on my weight loss. After 2 months of that, I went to Florida to visit my best friends in Florida. And I was there for about a month before going back to Denver to, go back to graduate school. When I was in Florida, that was very, in my mind, that was when things started to go a little screwy for me, probably mentally. I plateaued really hard at 165 pounds, like really hard, months. Nothing I did really changed my weight. And I became obsessed because if you've listened to any of my other podcasts, it doesn't surprise you that I have a bit of an obsessive addict personality. And I had become obsessed with losing weight. It had started to become unhealthy. I couldn't get off 165 pounds, so I started exercising. I doubled my daily exercise and halved my food intake. And things started to get scary. That's when I started, basically I stopped menstruating, which is, was the first major sign I had that I wasn't taking care of my body. But I was blind to all of this. I was blind to all of it because I just wanted to lose the damn weight. I just wanted to see 130 pounds on the fucking scale. I didn't care what I had to do to get there. So anyway, by the time I got to Florida, I had been dieting for shit. I'd lost at least 100 pounds. And, no, maybe not. Maybe 80? Yeah, that sounds right. 80 to 90 pounds, I don't know. But I'd lost a significant amount already. I went down to visit my friends. And my friend was also really into fitness and diet. So it was easy being with them. We went to the gym every day. Plus I would run. And, just focused really hard. One of the things we did while I was down there is we just went to some nutrition place, some place that sold basically the same thing that LA Weight Loss was selling. But they gave free consults where they put your ass on one of those scales that measures like your water percentage and your muscle percentage and all that, and spits out this little ticket. And then they use that ticket to basically sell you into weight loss, sell you their product. I didn't, I was already doing a weight loss program. I didn't need their help, but I was just keen to see what those numbers were. Well, this chick who was giving me this consultation, she took that little slip of paper that scale spat out, and she circled my BMI. Now, body mass index, BMI, is just a simple, straightforward mathematical calculation of your height to your weight. It does not take into account your muscle mass. It does not take into account your own body's needs or where your body would like to be. It is simply, okay, compared to your height, are you too fat? Are you too heavy for your frame? It's just a general guidance. I'll try not to get up on my soapbox too much about BMI because I think it's a real bitch. It leads people to believe they're overweight when they're not. That might not be true. So this chick, oh boy. This chick circles my BMI, I don't know what it was, 32, 35, something around that. I was still overweight, maybe even obese. To this day, people, because I'm only 5'3", still at 56 kg and 5'3", I'm almost overweight. That's why I think BMI is bullshit. I'm not overweight, I'm here to tell you. But I'm so short that any amount of weight just makes it look like I am from a BMI perspective. But anyway, she circles my BMI, and this woman, she didn't know. She didn't know my journey. She had no idea that I'd been killing myself for the last how many ever months to lose 80 pounds. She thought I was just some average chick coming in to get a consult on losing weight. And I was overweight at the time. I still looked a bit fat by normal conventions. And anyway, here's this skinny chick. And I would love to call her a C word, but that's not nice. Anyway, she circles my BMI and she goes, now this is your cheeseburgers and your French fries and your cake and your pie and all the other stuff you're not supposed to be eating. That's what this is. We need to get this number lower. And far out, people. I can't even begin to describe my rage. Even now, I get pissed thinking about it. I mean, I think I was damn near shaking. I almost think I blacked out, actually. I was so pissed off. And I don't know where I found the serenity because I don't have much to begin with. I didn't actually tear her ass apart the way that I wanted to. I think I was honest. I honestly think I was so devastated by how much of an insult what she said was that I didn't have the mental capacity to rip her a new asshole. I was just thinking, what cheeseburgers? What French fries? I don't even know what the fuck those foods are anymore. I have been hardcore dieting, focused, completely obsessed for the last how many ever months. Far out. If you put a cheeseburger in front of me, I'd probably cry and run in the opposite direction. For for her to assume that I was some fat, processed food, takeaway fucking fast food junkie. Oh my God. I'm still pissed. And here's the thing. When I recorded this the first time at the gym, and I was floating around on my bubble wrap in such a way that I couldn't, in good conscience, release this podcast in the shitty sound quality it was, here's what I realized when I iterated this story. That this instance for me was why, instead of catching my budding eating disorder, like I'd said, things would start getting bad. I was exercising too much and eating too little. I was developing an eating disorder because I was addicted to weight loss. What happened to me in Florida, that chick telling me that my BMI was high because I was eating shitty food and I was still fat and I was going to be fat. At least that's how I heard it. That's not how she meant it. She was just trying to sell me a product. Like I said, she didn't know my journey. That was probably the beginning of the end for me. I had worked so hard for so long and already lost so much weight. But yet this bitch reminded me that none of it mattered. That anybody I passed walking down the street still saw a fat ass who probably loved McDonald's. No one knew how hard I had worked to already lose as much weight as I had lost. It reminded me, it made me double my efforts to lose that weight. I don't know what would have happened. I don't know if I would have come right if this hadn't happened. I don't know if the eating disorder I would have seen it for what it was and maybe stopped. I doubt it, to be honest. I'm too much of an extremist. I was already addicted to weight loss and dieting. I probably was going down that road anyway. But this chick reminding me of just how, no one was going to know my journey. That people were just going to assume I was some fat ass. I felt after that day, I was like, fuck this. I'm losing the weight. It's happening right now. Yeah. So that didn't help. I don't know how. I think it took a long time, but I eventually got down to 145 pounds. Just 15 pounds shy of my goal. Oh my God, I was so close. So close. And I was still being unhealthy because by this time, I had figured out that if I count how many like I said, losing weight is a numbers game. If I burned more than I ate, then I would lose weight. It was a biological fact. And this is when I started counting calories, which, it's a habit I still have. And it almost killed me because I became so obsessed with seeing. I would literally make it this sick game where I was like, okay, how few calories can I eat today without passing out? I'm telling you people, it got dark. But anyway, that more of that in part 3 when I talk about now what. I've lost the weight, now what the hell am I supposed to do? But anyway, I started counting calories. I was 145 pounds. I couldn't get down. Stupid fucking last 15 pounds. Couldn't do it. And a funny thing happened. I got sick of it. I got sick of the whole thing. It had been over a year. Been a year and 3 months about. And I was just so fed up. I was so fed up. I was so close. I was so sick and tired of killing myself. I finally said, screw it. Screw this. I'm taking a vacation from this shit. And I went to Vegas. My best friends from uni and I all met up in Vegas for another friend's birthday. And it was 4 days of pure debauchery. I ate, I drank, I danced. I did other things that I will not talk about on the podcast because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But let's just say I was 25, had a new body, and was living life. Oh, and I went off the rails. Oh my God, did I go off the rails? I didn't drink for most of my weight loss, so it took a couple drinks to get me absolutely hammered. And I would just eat. Oh God, I ate so much. I just went nuts. I call that the Vegas diet. And I'll tell you what happened. I came back, and was like, all right, that was a nice break. Now let's get back to it. I did a quick detox. A detox that I used to do anytime I kind of went off the rails on my diet. A detox that I've actually written about on my blog that I will, that you can go and find. It's called the 2-Day Detox. Anybody who has never done a detox before, you can go and do this detox and lose at least, I'm going to say anywhere from 3 pounds to 10 pounds, really, depending on how much water weight you have on you. That's all it is. All any detox is trying to get extra water off of you that's there because you've eaten too much salt or too much fat or too many carbs. So yeah, this is a nice little 2-day detox to flush all that weight off. So I did that, and then I started my diet again and my weight loss my exercise regimen. And I tell you what, in 2 weeks, I lost that 50 pounds, and I was down. I was down to my goal weight. Now, there's actually scientific evidence of why what I did worked. I didn't need to intentionally do it the way that I did it. That was probably the wrong way to go about it. But, yeah, I'm going to be a salesman again. And say, you know what? I know some tricks. I know plateau tricks. I know what I'm talking about. I've lived through this. Done it on my own. And, I wanna help other people do the same thing. But yeah, there's actually a scientific reason why doing what I did worked to help me lose that last bit of weight. And it has a lot to do with knowing how your body reacts to food and caloric intake. I was starving myself. I was not eating enough food, and I was exercising too much, and my body had gone into starvation mode. There is a sweet spot, people, and that's what I want to teach you. I want to keep my clients in the sweet spot, which is you're dieting, you're eating enough, you're feeling sated, and you're exercising, not an uncomfortable amount, but you're in that sweet spot, that mathematical sweet spot. But it takes some time to figure it out. I figured it out too late. Sorry, I know you can hear the sadness. I figured it out too late, and I damn near killed myself trying to find the sweet spot. And fuck, man, I'm here to tell you, I'm still trying to find the sweet spot. I usually find it as I'm ping-ponging back and forth from one extreme to the other. But what I do now works. Basically, I'm a good girl all week, and then on the weekends, I eat whatever the hell I want. And I run, and I exercise as much as I want to, because I actually see exercise as a reward now. I won't get into it, but for a long time, I couldn't exercise. I couldn't allow myself to exercise as much as I wanted to because I couldn't eat enough. Because for 1 year and 3 months, I had become so obsessed with dieting that I had forgotten how to live without it. So that's what part 3 is about. Part 3 is about now what? What do I do now that I'm down to my goal weight? I had no clue. And that story will again involve LA Weight Loss because they were supposed to teach me how. And instead the company went belly up. So I was left without any support. So I will leave you. I will end on this note. Why I want to be a fitness coach is to support others so that they don't have to go through what I went through. I should have gotten help, and I didn't. I focused on dieting for so long, I had no idea how to stop, and I had no one helping me anymore or teaching me how to maintain my new body. I had a lot of friends who tried to tell me that I was doing unhealthy things, but at that point, it was too late. I wasn't going to listen to anybody because I was so afraid of regaining the weight. So that's next time. It will be a cautionary tale, but this is the real shit, people. I'm not here to blow smoke up anybody's ass. I'm here to tell you the truth. This is my journey. I don't want other people's journey to be so riddled with struggle. I want to help people with positive reinforcement and accountability and knowledge so that they can implement the improvements in their health for their whole life. I'm still trying. Part of it is me recording these things and to feel like I'm helping people. It actually helps me. So yeah, that's what I'm here to do. And until next time, this is Squirrel, over and out.